Okay. I don't do my hands. So today's Tuesday. No, actually, I should say hey guys first.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. So today is Tuesday. It is 3 days post Britain or Europe's Strongest Man. But it wasn't Britain's Strongest Man. That went a bit better.
Well, we can talk about that as well if you want. We'll finish up with Britain's.
So I came into Europe's with a small bit of an injury in my shoulder. I kind of went off program a little bit.
Well, why don't you start from getting the injury? That wasn't at Britain's.
No, it wasn't. No, I did this like 2 weeks ago in in training. I wanted to try a neck jerk, so it's like a bar. I haven't tried neck jerking before. So it's basically
And
a
that's
bar.
what happened.
And then Freddy popped out. So it's like a bar in your neck and you jerk it up overhead.
But why would you try something new ahead of a competition?
Good question.
Thank you, sir.
Next question. Someone said that actually in the questionnaire. Did you hurt your shoulder doing something stupid on TikTok?
Correct.
And the answer is correct.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't. I just wanted to try it out. And 160 moved easy. I wanted to work up to the comfortable 160. And 160 moved like too easy. I was like, oh. And then I kind of got...
Too confident.
I got a bit horny for it then. And I said, throw on 180. And then 180 moved well. And then did 200. 200 moved well. And then I said, ooh, try 220. But when I did the 220, when I locked it out, I clipped the squat bar and I kind of threw it over into my right hand side here and just threw all that weight on my right shoulder. But it's kind of, I don't know if you can see the bruising there.
Yes.
Around. But anyway, it's getting better.
Is that something that would work in your favour when you're training for a competition? Like, why try that new move? What was the end goal? Like, it was just going to be a new thing to add to your training regime?
I'm not at liberty to say. But yeah, it's just something that I just want to try out, that like if I can hold that heavier weight over my head, it might just bring up my overhead altogether.
Log press and that.
Exactly, holding that heavy weight. So that's what happened.
Right,
usually.
so you injured your shoulder and then you went...
But I tested it before, like a couple of days before Britain's Strongest Man or Europe's Strongest Man.
We're just dying to talk about Britain's.
Can we get to Britain's yet?
Can we just give Europe's 5 and then we'll...
And it seemed to be fine, but when I was warming up then in the background before Europe's, it was getting a little tingy, a little fucking achy, and I was afraid to push it in because if I pushed it and went all out, I would have done more damage, and Worlds then is gone.
Yeah. Well,
And that's the real goal.
Yes. But how were you head-wise going into Europe's?
Bad.
Why was your head bad? You, I think anyway, had Worlds in your head.
I had
Like,
Worlds
if
in my
I
head
injure
anyway,
myself here, so that's like immediately you're not going to do your best just in case.
my head wasn't great anyway to begin with.
Why?
That's for a psychologist to figure out. That's going to take a
You've needed that for years. But why was it so bad going into that? Like, what was it?
outside of that, whatever was it going on prior.
Outside of your long-standing issues, shall we say?
Outside of my issue.
Which are many and varied. But your sporting brain, the kind of
Yeah,
the head
see,
you
if
have
I'm
to
not
put on.
tapped in, I'm not there. And like I said in my post, if you're not there mentally, you're not going to be there physically. So when the warm-ups weren't going well, I started slowly on a little decline of performance-wise and everything else. If it weren't that the events were similar to Worlds, I would have pulled out. But they're very similar to Worlds, and I just kind of use it as a training day. I thought the show would be good enough to compete, but it just wasn't there.
What was your least favourite there? What was your least favourite
Event?
event is the word I was trying to think of.
Least favourite event, log press.
Really? I thought you liked the log press.
Oh no, I do like it. It was just my least favourite today because, granted, I have a torn delt. Like I still like the pop 170 overhead. Just didn't work. So that was a little kick in the stones.
How were the deadlifts? Because like I tried to watch it. We're not as terrible as he makes out. We do actually watch his competitions from home, but I couldn't log on this weekend. And so the first one was deadlift. How did that go?
First one was log.
Second one was deadlift.
First event log. Second event more log. First event was log for Max.
You're usually good at logs.
I have a PB. I shall name you Floater.
Messy.
I was going to say floater. Second event then was deadlift ladder. I thought I'd pull back points there, but I made a bollocks of it. I came into that event with a game plan that just been arseways.
What was the game plan and how did it go arseways?
I was hoping to over under the first three and strap on for the fourth.
Yeah.
But even when I got into the first bar, like, I just couldn't be arsed. And when I got into the second bar, the 325, I thought it slipped a bit and I thought I was after opening my hand. So then I had to put on my straps for the third one and then my head was gone.
Fell apart then, yeah.
Just crumbled.
And the third one, you might as well walk us through them one by one.
Third one was medley chain.
Were you to sing?
Event 4 medley. I want you to sing a song, guys, about yourselves. So event 4 was medley.
I was trying to think of a song there.
How did that go? We could hear the noise. Pick up an anchor, 120 kilo anchor, run, attach it onto a chain, grab into the chain and pull it back.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a good event, but it's an event where you can make a mistake so easily. I got 6th place in that, and I thought I'd be up around podium position because I thought I didn't make a mistake.
Turns
out I made lots of them because I did it in 29 seconds. Now still, my time was 29 seconds and I got 6th place and the winning time was 26.
Oh, wow.
So I was like 3 seconds.
Yeah, so not much difference.
Literally there was points in milliseconds there.
And the fourth one?
And the fourth one was power stairs. And that was okay. I made a bit of a bollocks of that as well.
Hands of it.
Because at the athletes meeting we were told we had to put the blocks up, like it's a block up on the platform, and initially it was said that we could put on 3/4 of the way on and that was good enough. So I obviously tuned out at that stage because after that I've heard enough of this conversation. Because after that it was said that the block had to be fully over. So I put up my first one.
So probably what they said is, don't just leave it 3/4 of the way on.
Please put it all the way on. Did you hear that, Pat? Yes. No.
Yeah. No? Yes. No. Yes.
Yes. Block. So I put it on 3/4 of the way, and then the second 3/4 of the way, and then Maggie came over. You need to put it all on the way. I was like, right now? Now you're telling me this? So I shoved them on and I lost. I look back and I think I lost like fucking 7 or 8 seconds.
So, and I mean, you would have been able to put them all the way on, but you were conserving energy and time doing it that way. So I suppose the lesson there is listen.
Listen.
In
That is a
future?
big lesson. Open your ears. And 4 was or 5th one was stones then. So yeah.
That went okay, did it?
No. It actually went awful.
Actually, how many of them went well? Might be a good question.
It went awful, yeah, because it was the lighter set of stones is what they call them, so it's 100 up to 180.
Yeah.
And my time at Europe's strongest man was 31 seconds, I think, which is a brutal time.
So bad you can't even say it.
It was so bad. And we had the heavier set of Britain's strongest man, which is 120 to 200. And
You flaked them up.
And I just threw them up.
You'd imagine, like, you know, because it was the last event and they were the lighter set of stones. Did they tell you before hand that they're the lighter setter stones, or else
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, they do, okay. So like,
I missed that part as well in the meeting.
of course you did. Were you actually at the meeting? Did someone just relay some
There's
shit
probably, do you know
notes
the way
to you afterwards?
I have a short attention span.
Yes.
It's probably like a butterfly. Oh, butterfly.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Ah.
Bitches.
Oh my god. Off the back of how you performed in Europe's last weekend, how are you heading into training for Worlds?
Better.
The end.
My diet as well leading up to the Europes was lazy and useless.
And why?
Just, I don't know.
Just because I wanted
Just
to.
because I wanted to eat toast and potatoes. Or crisps, as the British people call them.
Chips.
Crisps. Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. Maybe potato.
Oh, you're a potato. But okay, fine. So your food was rubbish. So was that a conscious decision, or did you speak to someone afterwards and say, right, I need to get my head in the game. This next one coming up is a big one, so I need to do what I got to do.
I said to myself, you need to stop eating potatoes and crisps. Because if you eat properly, you might actually get to the final of World's Strongest Man. So I went back on an old diet that's worked for me before. It's from a pro body coach.
And is there a specific training plan that you think will
Yeah, I'm working with
suit
Dale.
us?
3D strength. So
Dale knows his stuff. Hello, Dale.
So we've a plan in,
Action, but you can't say anything here,
Yes.
obviously.
but
Trade secrets.
yeah. So we spoke Monday morning about what to do, and as well last week, and I went back training Monday.
And how
So
is that
Ed?
training going? Like you've your shoulder injury. How's the training? Do you have to sort of kind of train
So I
around
trained
that?
shoulders Monday.
Standard.
So just did some behind the neck pressing. I worked up to 160 for 3, and then I moved on to a log press. And log press I did 153 for 1 rep, and then 3 rep, and then 5 rep.
That was
Do you know,
yesterday.
And my plan was 150 for 1 or 150 for 2 or 1. Take 2. My plan was 150 for 1 rep, and the second set was 150 for 3 reps, and the
Right.
third set was 150 for 5 reps.
Yeah.
It took me 9 attempts to get my 150 for 5 reps. I kept failing, and I get 2, and I'd miss the third, and then I go back at it again, I get 3, and I miss the fourth.
If your training is that tailored and you're doing it 1, 3, and 5 times, and like you say, that 5th set that you repeated it, are you sort of like, if you're sticking to this regime of training, is that not conducive then to the type of training you're trying to do? Like you're overdoing it,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
did
more
overdo it,
training.
Yeah, I did overdo it, yeah.
So you
So
let
low.
your head get ahead of you. It's like, I will get this.
Yeah, that's why my training is now going to be for the next 6 weeks. Whatever is on plan, I'm going to do. And that way, if anything happens, I can hold Dale responsible and say, you're
So where you're
fired.
going with that?
You're fired, you maggot. Smaggot.
And were you happy with or not were you happy, but for the people who finished well in Europe's this weekend, it was deserved. Like Novikov,
Novakov just
he is
proved
the
that
man.
he just proved that he's not a human being, because he came back from America, the Arnold Classic, a couple of weeks ago, and
How did he do there?
really good. He doesn't do
Not
bad.
do well,
He
ever?
does not do bad. What was he there? He was 2nd place
Wow.
in a really hard stacked competition, and came back from there and was back into military training for 4 or 5 weeks. I think he got 2 training sessions in before Europe's.
Military training. What do you mean military? Is it a style of training when you're a strongman? No.
So he's
Oh,
in Ukraine, so he's
okay. You could probably cut that bit out as well.
Nope. So he had to do all his army training and stuff and get ready because I don't know if you heard this, but Ukraine's at war. And so he only got 2 strongman sessions in, is what I'm saying. And he still just come out Saturday and just literally blew everyone away.
Wow.
Do you know what? He's never done power stairs before. And I was over and I was getting some practice in. And he comes over to me and goes, you show me how? I was like, have you not done this before? And he goes, no.
Before the competition.
Literally, like a half an hour or 10 minutes for it to go out. I said, you've not done this before? No. And I said, so I gave him like a tip that I use. Boy, was I sorry. So I think he went out and he either came first or second or third in it. He's just a beast, so it doesn't matter. But I just showed him a little technique that I used to do it.
That was sound.
That's how we roll. We look after each other.
But like,
either that or he'd kill me.
how awful for him though.
I know.
Like, you know, how great to win a competition and to win it because you deserve to win it and you're good at what you do. And then you don't really even get to enjoy it because you have to head into that. Like, I know he obviously wants to go and defend his country and stuff. That's terrible. I hope he's okay, and I hope he will be okay.
We are
and his family.
We are extremely privileged here.
Extremely.
In this part of the world.
Yep.
I got to sulk for a few days after yours, and he's actually been called frontline Monday. So hopefully he stays
good. Yeah.
Good.
So he won't be competing at Worlds then?
He's going to Worlds, yeah.
Is he?
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he won Worlds either. That was actually a question that I put on earlier. I should probably read through some of them. So, like, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he goes and wins World's Strongest Man.
I hope he does.
I hope he does too.
Yeah.
He could. Well, that's what I hope he does, but he could. Tom Stoltman could also do it.
Well, Tom has held back, hasn't he, since he pulled out of Britain's. He was kind of... Didn't he injure himself and he was...
Nope. So this is why I bring Kris into this.
Oh, didn't he?
So we have how would I put it gently?
No, Luke and Tom were competing at Britain's.
Just to have an outside perspective, or like an idiot's, I don't know.
They were both
so
competing.
Tom won Britain's.
Oh, I'm always mixing them up.
You mixed them up. Luke pulled out.
Luke pulled out. Yes, that's right.
Yep, that's what he does.
Tom won.
And that's what I'm saying. Tom is also a really strong contender for winning Worlds.
But is Luke performing?
Luke is actually a contender for winning as well because he...
No, that's what I knew. Sorry, Tom and Luke, sorry. But he pulled out because of injury, and like he was sort of taking that time to recuperate and get back training, and it was to go to Worlds.
So he's not going to win it, Luke, because he really looked strong the weekend.
They're
His
amazing.
deadlifts were amazing, and he's normally kind of known as not such a great deadlifter.
Really? Wow.
So that's another contender. So that's Novikov, Luke and Tom. What did I say?
Who else?
Oh yeah, I didn't get to do that, yeah.
You could probably cut out where I confused Luke and Tom as well.
Nope, leave that in.
For fuck's sake! Although to be fair, I've never been at any of your competitions, so how would I know them? I'm going to have to meet them in person. I will when I finish up my very selfish college pursuit. I'll start going to the competitions. Yeah, I'm doing extremely bad camera work behind the scenes. Like
that's why you got you a gimbal.
You are a gimbal.
No, you are. So that is Europe's Strongest Man wrapped up. Thank you.